Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Faking Adulthood, where we talk about love, life, things, and absolutely nothing because we don't know what we're doing. We absolutely do not have a clue. Today, my co-host is Vee Kativhu. Crowd wars. Woo!
They go wild.
Wow. Amazing. I can't believe you're here. This is so cool.
You're
wow.
welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I feel like actually I should be saying doctor, right? Which is just like crazy.
Don't do
Like,
it. But it's
I'm
true.
like, Dr. V is in the house.
It's true. As of 3 days ago.
That's like,
Isn't that nuts?
it's nuts.
It's crazy. I still haven't gotten used to it. Like, people keep saying doctor, I see them in the streets and they're saying it. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. Like, I am one.
Wow.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know, anyway, God just knows his children. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, if doctor was before my name,
It'd be over for everyone.
what? Humble.
Oh,
Where?
gosh.
Where would be the humble?
Oh,
Like, I would
gosh.
literally expect even strangers that don't know me
yeah.
to just know. Like, if
Yeah.
someone was just like randomly like, hey, Rita, I wouldn't even look back.
You wouldn't respond.
I wouldn't
Like,
even
until They
respond.
put that DR
What?
at the front.
Put that DR in front. That's my DR.
And you know what the thing is? Like, I wasn't expecting it to come that soon. So I'm doing a PhD right now in education leadership, and I expected like, oh, in 3 years' time, I'm gonna walk the stage, graduate, and like become a doctor of education, right? So then when I got the email that like I was receiving an honorary doctorate degree while still a first year student, but like I'm in America studying, but in the UK they want to give me this honorary doctorate. I only found out in March.
Wow.
And then it happened in July. So I feel like maybe I'm not used to it because I thought I had 2 or 3 more years left before I could like ever dare to say those words to myself. So
The fact that it was even in like in my whole lifetime, it's not gonna happen. Do you get it? It's one of those things.
with a straight face.
It's not gonna happen. So the fact that you could even be like, yeah, it's just strange, you know. I was
just
expecting it to come in 2-3 years,
just-
but it came sooner. I couldn't believe it. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm just shocked because it's like, what, am I going to be double doctor? Because I'm still going to now earn another you know what I mean? So it's just a bit, it's a lot. And when they told me that I was like the youngest ever in their history of the University of Bradford to receive this, I was just like,
Wow.
are you kidding me? Like,
What a life.
This just, I had goosebumps. I was crying for the whole
imagine.
month.
Wow.
When I found out, and then obviously walking the stage, and my
your
mom,
speech was beautiful. Yeah,
oh, thank
it was
you.
really beautiful.
My mom now, like, she could go to Marks and Spencer's and she's buying something, and by the time she's done, they know.
Yeah, yeah, that would be me.
My mom is
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
My mom is you.
Yeah,
Like, she
100%.
was like, oh, were you talking to me? My kid, it's just, she's called.
She's calling me, oh, Doctor
Yeah,
V.
like,
Yeah,
that's my mom.
That would be me.
That's
yeah.
my mom. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, mommy, stop it.
No, that's so nice
Yeah,
though.
but it's
I
really
love that.
cute.
It's amazing. That is
Yeah.
beautiful. Well, look, man,
Thank
welcome to the show,
you.
man. I'm happy to have you.
Thank
you know, as the
you.
people, the people who watch and they listen, they know that I like to start my show with a complaint of the day. It's just something that I have to do. It's a
Yeah.
place of safety for me. You know,
You just
people
gotta do it.
You know, they give complaining a really bad name. It's like, oh, don't complain. Oh, it's not good. No, it is. For me,
Just get it off your chest.
get off my chest.
Yeah.
And the complaint is anything. It's just
Yeah.
things that are just that trouble my spirit. It could happen in a moment. It could have happened 5 minutes
Yeah.
ago. But it's my complaint of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with my complaint of the day. It's not that crazy, to be honest. It's a standard complaint.
I'm with you.
Okay, so my complaint of the day is actually adult twins. For me, I just think it's too much, you know? I just find it very, very unnerving. I just think it's really unnecessary.
I hear
Twins at babies, okay, it's cute.
I hear that.
Twins, toddlers, oh, adorable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
the other day I was having such a nice day and I looked out the window, happened to be on the bus, and I just saw like these 2 adult twins, both in matching suits.
No.
And I just said,
That's
they
where
had
it goes too
matching
far.
hairstyle,
No.
matching suits.
No.
And I just thought, do you know what?
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
This is really unnerving. I just feel like I stepped into the episode of something really, really strange.
Yeah.
And like for the rest of the day, it's kind of all I was thinking about. And I know it's
Yeah.
not their fault. And you know, there's maybe
No, it's their fault.
there's an element of jealousy there. There's an element because it's like, wow, like it must be so cool to like look across and you just see your reflection all the time.
yourself.
You have a friend all the time.
Yeah.
You can probably like play like cool games like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you go instead, or you go out with this person instead and
Yeah.
you let me know what the vibe is. Do you know what I mean?
don't know if they do that.
I don't know what their life is
But
like, but I'm like, it
I
must be
hear you.
fun. It must be interesting. There's only me. I don't have a sister. Do you know what I mean?
The
I've got
thing
2 brothers.
I feel like I understand what you're saying about like at a certain age I can deal, but at like 45 and you're still dressing the same, that's
Wrap
the part
it
I'm like,
up.
why?
Wrap it
Like
up.
I'd rather you sausage surprise us. Be like, did you know we're twins? And it's like, wow, you're like so different. Rather than you walk in dressed the same. I think
Exactly.
dressing the same can stop at maybe like 18. I think, adult twinning in adult. Fine, being born at the same time, I'll let you have that.
I'll have
I'll
that.
let
all
you-
right, fine.
fine.
You're born at the same time.
Wasn't
Fair.
your- you know-
and it's not really the same time because
Same
they don't come out
haircut.
at the both. They don't come out at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Because you know what I want to know? With adult twins, do they have to call each other and be like, what are you? Because they don't live together.
Exactly. So
Do
why
you
do they
say, hey, who did you get your haircut by? Let me go. Like, how do you actually twin as adults with like partners and children and different jobs? Like, how do you twin as adults? And how do you keep the same weight? Because they look the same even in weight, you know?
So you know what now? See how you've unpacked that.
That's what I want to know.
That's angered me more.
Because I want to know.
Because now it's
at
intentional.
7 a.m., are you like, I'm going for a run? What are you wearing for your run?
yeah. They just think they're better than us. Do you know what I mean? Now, actually, when you've actually unpacked it and we've now thought about what the day in a life looks like for them,
That's what I want to know.
now it's deepened my complaint because now you are intentionally wanting to confuse people.
And you know what? I saw a set of twins online and I just stumbled across it at like 2 a.m. Couldn't sleep. I was just on the gram. They bought houses next to each other. They have the same job. Their partners look alike. They went and got the same dog. They're not siblings, and they had children. They planned to have children same time, and guess what? They had a boy and a girl.
Wow.
They didn't even end up having like the same gender.
That's crazy. But
But everything else,
it's the same.
same job, same house, same like picket fence, everything. They've done it intentionally, and they're grown.
See?
And I'm just wondering, like, at what point do we
you
nip
say,
it in
"Look,
the bud
let's
and
live-"
say you're individual? Because I'm jealous. I think that's really the root of it all.
I think obviously the root is jealousy.
The root is I'm
The
jealous.
root is 100% jealousy.
I
and
like to match people. We're
I'm
kinda
okay with
matching
that.
today.
I'm kind of matching today. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm
I'm
kinda
okay
like,
with that.
"Ooh, twinning."
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But it's just, that's my complaint, man. I'm like,
I actually value. I
wrap
really
it up.
hear that. I
yeah,
really hear
wrap it
that.
up, man. Yeah.
And there's even twins that like go and get the same surgeries. Do you know what I mean? Like
It's just a
famous
bit
twins that get the
much.
same surgeries. They like go to the same everything. I watched this show where 2 twins were like weighing their food to never like be out of the same weight proportions and stuff.
It's
And
just
I'm like,
too much.
wondering why.
It's too much. Wrap it up.
Wrap it
I'm
up.
sorry if you're a twin and you're watching this. I
Above
make no
the age
apologies.
of 30.
Yeah, wrap
nip
it up.
it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud. Be yourself. Be an individual. Do you know what I mean? We all have to be individuals.
Even though you share a womb, even though you're raised doing this, like unpack it.
It's neither here or there. Like we all have to be individuals every day. How come you get to walk the earth and you get to have someone that you get to like share everything with? That's not fair.
That's
it's
not fair.
So that's my complaint of the day.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that your complaint of the day should be everyone's.
And you know what? I feel really seen, and I really appreciate you really taking this in.
Yeah, I
and
wanted to unpack that. And
thank you for that. Actually,
and speaking of things that
you need to unpack.
Yeah.
What's your complaint of the day?
my complaint of the day, I was thinking about this because I was really thinking deeply, like, what could it be? And what I really, really hate is when my book ends. You know what I mean? Like, I just get really annoyed. Like, why can't it continue forever? And I've tried to read some of the longest books that I can, but they always end.
Yeah.
And it made me think about life is going to end. Sometimes love can end. Childhood ends. I'm just wondering, like, why did things have to end? Like, why can't it be like the superhero movies where you just live forever? Like, why does it have to be a cycle? And like, why do we have to even get old? Right? Like, I'm wondering why I can't just be like, I really like this age right now. I'm going to stay this age forever. Pause. In fact, I like the season of my life right now. I like the amount I'm earning right now. Everything is just what I like. So why can't I just continue in that? Why do we have to have growth? Why do we have to have like a beginning, a middle, and an end? So when the books end, I'm just annoyed because now I have to go buy a new book.
Wow.
And I'm always reading. So like especially this one book called Evelyn Hugo and the Seven Husbands or something.
Oh, that was a fantastic book. that was
when that ended, I was so angry.
yeah, that was a fantastic
I was
book.
so
10 out of 10
angry.
book, yeah.
Because
yeah.
I was like, why
need
did
more.
this end?
Yeah.
And I wish I would give anything, like even my left arm. My left arm.
That was your left, yeah.
I'd give
was your left.
give my left arm just to read it again for the first time.
Wow.
Because I just didn't want it to end. And I'm really upset about it.
You know, I've been doing this show for 26 episodes. Okay. 26 episodes, about 5,000 hours, you know. And there has never been a complaint that has touched me the way this one has. This is one of the best complaints I've had on the show.
Thank you.
Because you are absolutely right. You see, what you've just said is something I know that my audience, my listeners and watchers are going to agree with this. Because actually, why do we have to grow? Why can't I pause, actually? Why can't I be like, I'm really enjoying this. I love what I'm earning. I love who I'm with. I love my friends. Everything is in sync. Why can't I say, you know what? Pause. Let this be the vibe for the rest of my life. Why does it have to change?
Even a wedding day has to end.
Why?
There's like the honeymoon phase.
Why?
Like, you know, pregnancy.
Why?
At some point you have to give
Well,
birth.
I mean, some people don't like pregnancy, so maybe they
Some
don't want
people
to.
love it.
But I mean, carrying
Kourtney
something.
Kardashian. She
But
loves it.
imagine holding something for so long, man.
Some people love it. And then they have to just one day, it's 9 months, there's always an expiration date on things.
Yeah.
Even the nature of friendship, even your favorite episodes. Bridgerton.
Yeah, and this is my
mad
issue.
that ended. Like, and I had to wait a whole few years before you give me a new one. Like,
Yeah.
I just hate that. Like,
That
even,
feeling.
Even when you're on the tube, you're like, I know there's going to be a last stop.
There's going to be a lot. And that is actually a metaphor for life. There's always going to be a last stop.
Someone's always going to tell you, even when you're eating your favorite cereal,
It's
someone's
gonna
going to be
end.
like,
It's finished.
the milk or the box or something has to end.
Wow.
It's really quite distressing.
And you know, it's the reason why I don't like watching the final episodes of shows. You know?
They give us a reunion. What's that?
Yeah, because I like, once
What's
it gets to
that?
the end, but once it's like, when I know it's the finale season, once it gets to like about 3 episodes before the last one, you can tell they're trying to wrap things up. Things are starting to end. And it's like, it's going to end.
That's where my anxiety kicks in when I'm reading a book, when I start feeling like this side is getting a bit thin. When I'm over here, before I get halfway, I'm happy as can be. Once I get in, I start to hear the plot twist and I start to realize you're trying to wrap this up. Honestly, I'm just like, I wish I'd never read this because now it's going to have to end. Now I'm going to have to love and then lose.
Wow.
And what's better in life? To have loved and lost or to not have loved at all?
I mean, whoever came up with that, though, I think they were really going through some stuff, man. Because I do wonder, like, is it better to have loved and lost, or is it better to not love at all? Because sometimes that loss of that love can just really just make you want to collapse and never do life again.
And you know something, right now, currently, I feel like I'm living in a moment of really questioning, what would I rather have had with this person? To have known them as long as I have and have gone through everything we've gone through, and even now to be in like a bit of an uncomfortable space, or to have never had the chance to love them at all.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it just last night.
It's really a deep question.
And I don't know, because I'm like, the experience has made me grow as a person. But man, oh man, I wish I could just pump the brakes on this emotion I'm feeling right now, you know?
Oh, and that's what it is. It's like the emotion. I tweeted this the other day, like, you go to therapy, you know, and it's like you go to therapy because you're like, oh, I want to start feeling things again.
Yeah.
But now it's like, at what cost?
Feeling too much. And you know something, I'm avoiding my therapist right now. So I know what he gonna say. Andy, don't play with Andy.
Yeah.
He gets into the
Yeah,
and I
the
know
real
when I was like, Andy, I
roots.
put my hands up. That was all my,
Yeah,
you know.
you don't need this.
I'm feeling too much. Andy's just, he's opening up too much.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
Andy,
too much.
I can keep a little trauma, just a little.
Give me something,
Right?
you know, give me something to
hold
hold
on
on
to a
to.
little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot. I've been really thinking about that, you know, just this idea of like, do I wish I just never met certain people? Do you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, like, because it's like now, when it ends, like we're talking about, you just have this residue of just the experience, and now you've got something to compare it to, and it's like, I'd rather you come in my life and you stay in my life, as opposed to you come in my life, you introduce me to a vibe,
and you can't maintain.
and you can't maintain that vibe, and we can't maintain it, and then you go, and then now I'm meant to just continue life in a way like I'd never known you.
That's so deep.
And it's like, why? Do you know what I mean?
That's so deep.
And now when you've gone to therapy, you actually feel it, you know? And I feel like the last couple of months, I've just been feeling everything, and it's been so draining. Honestly, it's been so, I'm like, take me back to being numb. Yeah, take me back to being numb, actually, because I think I was happier.
Things come at I feel like you're right. Like, I think gaining, is that me?
I think that's your phone.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Doctor's phone is going
that
off,
actually me?
but it's just a vibration.
Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, it's vibrations because I feel that. And why am I so popular? What is all that? You know, like, what is all that? But I think personally that going to therapy has been wonderful, but I almost like want to self-sabotage because I'm just like, hey, you're getting too close now. Because like, what else can we unpack at this point?
Yeah.
And now I look at everything different. And yet you're right, like sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
Sometimes you just want to go in, be unaffected and leave. And now you're saying, how did I feel? What's the world and what's my place in it? How do I affect the room I walk into? And how does the room I walk into affect me? And that's just a lot to carry, man.
That is a lot.
Let the girlies be numb again.
Let the girlies be numb. Bring back numbness. Let numbness be trending, because it's actually a lot. Like, even just what you said, like, how do I affect the world? How does the world affect me? It's like, it's just so many questions, you know? And like, you know, I feel like we live in like a super selfish time, right? Like, a lot of the things, and that's draining in itself, where you're so consumed with thinking about yourself and how everything affects you and how and it's like, there's a big world, you know? And it's so, I feel like when I was younger, I thought more about how big the world is. But I feel like for the last few years, it really has been this, I've been so consumed with like, I need to get my life together. I need to get my life together. And now I feel like the more I even think about getting my life together,
you're just
the more you're stuck. Because I feel as humans, we're not just supposed to think about ourselves.
No.
We're literally supposed to like help one another.
100%.
And do you know what I mean? And I just think that actually it feels like to be selfish is actually the way to go, because that's what people preach, right? They're like, you need to think about yourself. How do you feel? You know, that it starts using therapy speak, and it's like, what's right for you? And it's actually like, no, that's what's killing us.
Ooh.
You know, it's literally murdering us. Actually, being consumed with yourself. I just think as individuals, we're not that interesting.
And the thing is, in this day and
moment.
age, with the rise of social media and things, you are constantly thinking about yourself. You're constantly consuming yourself. You're constantly looking at yourself. You're posting stories about yourself. You're thinking, how does my social media look? And especially in the jobs that you and I are in, like where a lot of it is like yourself and your personality is what like you're always giving to the world. It's so hard to not think about yourself.
Right.
And it's like, you know, and that's why I think I love the separation of like the worlds I get to exist in, like in my like personal life and in like my career job place, I do have to think about myself a lot. Then in like my philanthropy work, it's like you are irrelevant. You are so irrelevant.
Yeah.
In the greater picture of like what you're doing and what you're like serving. And I actually think that's where I feel most alive and most fulfilled. So I wonder, like, I just wonder some things. I just be wondering.
I just wonder.
I'm just wondering wonderings.
Now I'm wondering, actually. Maybe that's.
And I'm wondering
that's the
about
key.
wondering. How many of us are wondering on a daily basis?
Everyone. No one knows what they're doing. Even if they pretend to know what they're doing. But then I think, actually, no one will ever know what they're doing.
And I wonder if you think you know what you're doing, then you don't know what you're doing.
I think so. I think
Do you
the
know what
minute
I
you're too
mean?
comfortable and you're like, I know what I'm doing,
Then
you're not doing what you're meant to be doing.
No, because they say the wisest man is always aware that he doesn't know. Right? Like, you always know that, like, I've done my best to consume the pursuit of knowledge or whatever it may be, but I'm nowhere near, because the world is so wide and so big. And for as long as there is someone out there living in a corner of the world that you've never been to, you don't know everything until you know their experience. Wow. Unless you're the one and only, the almighty. You don't know. Wow. You don't know.
Guys, this is some deep shit.
And we don't know what we don't know.
And it's only like, we're only like 15 minutes in.
And this is why I think adulting is such a scam.
It's a scam.
Because it's portrayed to be something where like you're supposed to figure it out, you're supposed to know.
There's an
but
end
you'll
goal,
never,
but
and you
there's
could be
not.
57 years old and still not know what you want to do, even if you're the CEO of the most successful company in the world.
Yeah.
So why do we even put that pressure on each other? Why does Twitter, 25 plus Twitter, do what it does?
You know what, yeah? As we mentioned that, 25 plus Twitter, you guys are bullies and I need to know it. Yeah. If
needs
no
to
one
be
has
banned.
told you guys, like, it's so bad. Like, the conversations that I see about how, you
How
know,
much
just
you should earn.
how much you should earn, how you should be living, how you should be dating, and then also like how they talk about people who are 30 plus. It's just horrendous. Because I'm like, okay, fine. Someone's 30 plus, they're not married, they don't have kids. What do you want them to do? Die? I don't get it. Like, do you just expect 30 plus people to just stop living? Because really and
think they
truly,
do.
it's just, sometimes I think to myself, because obviously I'm in my 30s, and I think, okay, I'm in my 30s, fine, I'm not married yet and I don't have kids, right? And I, by myself, I actually feel really fine with that. Like, I feel really excited at the idea of like when I do have kids and when I am settled down, it's so exciting to me because I know that like I've built myself so much that by the time it happens, I'm going to be able to give them so much.
Wow.
I'm not going to be like, you know, trying to like balance out. I will still balance out, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be like, oh my God, the kids took over my life. The way
Yeah.
like our parents, you know, can often feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for that. I have like friends that have children now and they're able to like give them so much and from a really settled place. Like the idea of really planning for a child, it just, for me, is just amazing. And I love that. And I feel like a lot of women, you know, people my age, that's what they're doing. They're making plans for their future children. And I love that.
Good.
But then you will hop on Twitter and they'll be like, oh yeah, they're leftovers. If you're 35 and you ain't got no one, it means you're this, it means you're that. And it's like all of a sudden you think life stops, right? And it's so weird to me because one day I'd sat down and I thought, I've looked at pictures from when I was 25, right? Which is close to your age, right?
Yeah, I'm 26.
26. And I looked at pictures from when I was 25 or 26. And I was like, oh my God, you were so young.
You're just a baby.
You were just a baby, right? And I could see it in my face. I was like, wow, you were so young. And I saw like the stress in my face because even at that age, I was very much always anticipating my 30s, right? I don't think I really sat in it, right? So I was looking at her and I wanted to hug her. I was like, wow, you were so young and you were so stressed about things that you absolutely couldn't control, right? And I thought to myself, by God's grace, I'm one day going to be 45. I'm going to look at my age now and I'm going to be like, you were so young. I'm going to get to 60 and I'm going to look back and be like, you were so young. And having something about that realization made me relax. I thought,
Good.
you know what? By the time, by God's grace, we get to like 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, we're going to be like, wow.
We were
So young. We really lived. And it's like really trying to figure out, what do you want to read about yourself? You know, what do you want to read about the stuff that you were doing at the age that you're at? Do you know what I mean?
Gosh.
And when I thought about that, I was like, listen, like, we're good.
The internet's not a real place.
It's not a
Because
real place.
The idea of just like, oh my God, the moment you reach 30, how dare you like not have used your body to like house a human being and like give birth, and like how dare you not have like settled or like being with somebody. And it's like, oh my goodness, there's so much more to this world.
So much more
There's
to this
so much
world.
of it to experience. There's so much to do that. Why is that the only measure of success? And like you're saying about 30, we're feeling it at 26.
Yeah.
I feel like it kickstarts around the age of 24 plus
100%,
the
yeah.
pressures of like, but you haven't got someone yet, but you're not in a relationship yet. What does that mean for you? And I'm like, the amount of time and hours that I think girls in their 20s or their 30s put about that, you could have spent that time building a new business.
And you know what? It's so funny you said that, right? Because I thought about that recently. And I thought about the fact that every time, like in all of my, like the whole of my 20s, I feel like I spent it. Actually, I would say majority of my adult life has always been, I will need to be married by this age, da, da, da. So everything I've ever done has always been with an asterisk of like, don't do this because you're going to get married soon. You're going to have kids soon, right? It's always been with an asterisk of just in case you get married or you don't. And it's actually not, it wasn't conscious. It was very subconscious, but it ruled majority of my adult life, right, there's this very much thing of just in case, just in case. So really, I was talking to my friends about it and I was like, it feels like I didn't even though I've done really well, like, you know, in everything I do, I've actually done quite well in the different categories. We all know I've lived.
Give her her flowers.
Y'all know I've lived many lives, but with those many lives, I've actually tried my best, right? But I just wondered, like, what would my life really be like if I wasn't even thinking about relationships? If it wasn't something that even consumed me for a second, I wasn't so aware of this thing of like, oh, you need to settle down, or you need a husband, or you need this. Where would I have traveled to? What are the activities I've done when I didn't think of Paris is for love? You know, Paris has to be romantic. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really interesting. And like, I guess if anyone is younger, that's listening to this, or anyone that's even in their 30s, I just feel like it's important to live your life.
And I wonder if you would have taken that job in Australia.
Do you know what I mean? If I moved somewhere.
Yeah, that backpacking trip for a year. Or were you like, man, if I leave now and...
What if I meet someone? What
I
if my
wonder what
husband's here?
28-and-a-half-year-old you would have done different if you weren't thinking, oh my God, in 2 years, my 30s are coming. What would 31-year-old, 30-year-old... Like, I wonder those critical moments where you're like, oh God, that milestone is coming. I wonder what you'd have been doing if that wasn't... And I honestly do think that social media contributes a big part to it. You just wake up one day and someone's on the internet dragging somebody for still living with their parents at 27. I said, in this economy...
Baby, stay at home.
In this economy, we're dragging that...
Stay at home. I
can't believe... And I just wonder, like, how did we get to this point? And I think it's because, like, we have small groups who've like been able to, you know, hit a jackpot and make X amount, and then now we've made that like the standard when it's actually not the norm. That's like the small 1% or the small 10%. The rest of the people are working genuinely incredible regular jobs, which is stable. Okay, first
stability.
Of all.
Hello.
And you're paying your taxes. You're on time with your rent. We need to give you props, but actually, it's almost like the
You're
internet
getting punished.
Yeah, punishes that. Like, how can you only be on 35K a year and you want to marry me? When I see those tweets, I'm like, have we all gone mad?
Yeah, and do you know what the thing is? I actually do think people have. You know, I do think, and you know, we're not aware of it now, but I actually do believe that there are people who are taking crack at home. And what's happening is that they are doing crack and they're tweeting.
Bringing it.
And we're thinking they're normal. Do you know what I mean? We're thinking we're actually dealing with normal people. But these people are smoking a high grade of crack. They don't know their left from their right. And they're just saying everything
and they're bringing it to the
anything
internet.
and bringing it to the internet, and it's just not real. And that's why, like, I love people who really truly talk about the reality of life and like their journey. And I love the fact that, like, you know, because it's easy for people just to fake it, right? And just be like, no, I'm this, I'm that. One thing about me, baby, I'm not faking it.
I'm had to keep it real with
Every day I tweet, I'm trying to get my life together. Every day. To the point one of my
Yeah.
friends was like, Rita, when will you get it together?
When were you?
And I'm like, I don't know, actually.
Are your plants alive?
My plants are alive.
You've got it. You. There you go.
They are thriving, actually.
There you go.
They're growing.
And that's
They're
actually not
flourishing.
easy.
It's
Do you
not
know being a
easy.
plant mom is actually not easy. People think it's easy. It's not. I've killed many a plant in my time.
Yeah.
I've killed many a plant and I've finally got it together. So honestly, like, if you are keeping yourself alive, if you're able to wake up and like still make yourself a meal, you got your plants together, like the rest of it is almost like additional. You know, I think that, and you're trying to be a good person, you're trying to be doing right by your friends, the rest of it, like, have you got a Lamborghini yet? Because according to Twitter, we should all have one by like, 29. Like things like that. I'm like, that's just extra noise, and trying to really remember that. And I think that's why I try to use like my corner of the internet to be really, really real about like the realities of being a student or like pursuing this. You can't put that much pressure on yourself. One thing about me, I'm not a lamb. I'm not in a pressure cooker or a slow cooker.
That's, you know what, the next time someone stresses me out, I'm going to be like, listen, let me tell you something. I'm not a lamb, okay?
You know, because you
I'm not
can't
in a pressure
cook
cooker.
lamb the same way you cook chicken or beef.
Do you know what I
got to
mean?
be tender with that. And I'm not trying to have you put me on 10 to fast.
You know what?
Because that lamb will never taste right. You've got to take your time. I'm on the slow cooker. Don't put me in the fryer.
Wow.
Don't put me in the fryer.
This is why you're a doctor. Yeah, this is why you're a doctor, because actually,
This is it.
I've never thought to describe ourselves as food.
No, because if you do that, you know for a fact if you took steak and you just dashed it like as if you're making scrambled eggs, you've ruined it. And you've paid how much?
Yeah.
God beautifully and wonderfully made each of us and took his time, and we're trying to pressure cooker.
I'm a lamb. Actually.
I'm a lamb.
I'm actually lamb.
Don't treat me like chicken.
Don't stop treating me like chicken.
How dare
I'm sick of
you?
it because I feel like people have been treating me like chicken, and I'm not
you
chicken.
know what it is? You're mint flavored lamb, so you're gonna burn that seasoning if you rush it.
And that's what's happening.
And
I'm getting burnt.
a lot of us at home, we're rushing it.
I'm getting burnt.
And guess what? By
With
the
no
time
flavors.
we're 80 looking back, we're going to be like, I lived a good life. No one's going to say, but did you get married at what age? Your marriage is invalid because you got married. And
No
even
one
if you want to get, that's if you want to get
and
married.
that's if you want to get, and that's even another topic in itself. If you even want
and
it.
guess what? If you don't walk down that aisle, you're still a human.
You're still human and you've still lived your life and you're still good. You know? That's tea. Listen, man, we've been getting into it. This, the listeners are gonna be like, raw, like, they got into it deep.
We're taking you to church
real
today.
Quick. Do you know what I mean? Real quick. And guys, whilst I'm here, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, baby. I don't like to be your secret. If you're here right now, you're already enjoying this. You're like, oh, that's deep. If you found yourself saying like, oh, I feel that. Oh, I hear that. Leave a comment. Let us know how you're feeling. Don't make me be your secret lover.
Wow.
Let me be your main squeeze, okay?
Wow.
Share, like, subscribe. And to my listeners, don't forget to rate the show only if it's 5. If it's less than that, don't do that. Okay? The guys also know I usually have a word of the day.
Nice.
Because I feel like my brain,
a word of the day.
it just hasn't been working the way it needs to.
Nice.
So my word of the day today, I'm really going to try and...
What's your word of the day? And what, you try and use it all day?
That's a good thing, actually. I should try and do that, actually.
I've seen that, like a press junket that I think Lupita did with someone. They were like trying to use
Oh,
the word
yes,
cats.
that was really good. Yeah. I'm going to try that next time.
You should try it and be like, put them in on it.
Yeah, I might try that. But yeah, my word of the day is sanctimonious.
What the heck?
What
the heck?
Wait.
What the heck?
My word of the day is sanctimonious. I think that's how I say it. I think that's right.
What the heck?
Guys, okay, we're going to play it because that's what we do. We usually play it to see if I'm saying it right, okay? So let's start there. Let's see if I'm saying it right. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. It's sanctimonious. Sanctimonious. Oh, sanctimonious. No. Okay, we're going to play it, guys, okay? We're going to play it. Hold on. They know the vibes. They know the vibes. Yeah, because I'm really trying to... It's a really good word. Okay.
Sanctimonious.
Oh, sanctimonious.
What does that mean?
Okay. Sanctimonious. Okay.
What does that mean?
So basically, someone described as sanctimonious behaves as though they are morally superior to others. That's how I would be if I had doctor in front of my name, child. That's exactly how I would be. I would be sanctimonious.
You would be sanctimonious.
And that just makes more sense, actually, because the way they spent it out, I don't know why I said it differently, but that's what I mean. Sanctimonious. It's actually...
So someone who...
They're like...
They just have like an air
uppity
of like
about them.
Yeah.
Like
so how would you use it in a sentence? Like, I'm feeling sanctimonious.
Oh, yes. Maybe you're... Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you believe she acted so sanctimoniously? She's such a sanctimonious
person.
Girl.
Yes. Oh my God, like I just feel like recently, like Candy's just been acting so sanctimonious.
I just feel like her sanctimonity is taking it too far.
Wow, you are so smart. Wow, your brain is just active.
Well, I don't want to be sanctimonious about it. Do you know what I mean?
That was good. Guys, that was really, really
They
good.
didn't make me a doctor for nothing.
That's not.
You get it?
My thing is, right, I feel like... I just don't understand. Like, don't you ever feel like, rah, I need to chill? Like, first of all, you're like an undergraduate degree at Oxford University. And you were like, no, that's not enough. Oh, then you're like, let me get my master's degree at Harvard. And you were like, no, that's not enough. Then you're like, oh, I need to go and get my PhD. And even when NYU were like, nah, they were like, nah. They're like, V, it's okay, like, chill. I'm like, nah. You were like, no. Then you moved to California and you were like, no, I'm going to study for my PhD. And then You have an honorary doctorate degree from Bradford University. Like, and you've met Michelle Obama. Like, don't you ever just feel like you're just doing too much? Like, are you actually okay? Like, I don't understand. Is it only you? Like, you know when they're like, you don't have two heads. You don't have two heads. So what? I just don't understand. Like, how?
Do you know what's so funny is the fact that like I lived it, but hearing it, I'm like, that girl's mad.
Like,
I lived it. I'm like, damn, I need to go to the cinema or go.
what do you do for fun?
Honestly, I read. Like,
Really?
if I'm being so real, like I really enjoy spending time alone, reading. I enjoy studying. So even when I'm not supposed to be studying, I'll be like, let's just do a little Duolingo. Let's get a bit of the Spanish going.
Wow.
Because you got to exercise your brain.
This is why you were able to, when I told you the word, you were able to find the
just-
variations of it. Whereas I was still trying to pronounce the word. Sanctimonious. But you were like, sanctimoniously.
Sanctimonious.
This. Like, it's just, your brain is active.
I just think that like, to whom much is given, much can be expected. And I just feel like I've been given this gift of like wanting to pursue knowledge. I enjoy it. But then I have an audience wanting to like cheer me on doing that, which I never expected. So for me, I'm like, it's only right for me to like take this as far as I can while I've got the time. I've got no children. I don't have any responsibilities apart from my phone bill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can just do anything, any way that I want to do it. So why not spend that like in the classroom? I just don't, like, I don't know. I'm like, why not?
Why not?
You know, and like I just thought like, why not? Let's play a game of like how much can I soak in before I'm like, okay, like let's call it a day. And Oxford Harvard, that was really fun.
I love that you said Oxford Harvard is fun.
It was fun.
Wow.
It was interesting. It was like, oh, you guys think I can't do this? Because I'm a young black girl coming from a certain background. You think I can't do this? Now you've dared me. Now you've double dared me, in fact. Now I have to
do it.
Now I have to go do it and do it for the girlies.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
Just
love
to
that.
open those doors and be like, let's break down these barriers. So for me, it's like it's the honor of a lifetime that my pursuit of knowledge, like me sitting exams for myself, is actually becoming like a movement and a thing that other people can use. Love it. I'm like, we can do this all day.
I love that. Because even you're making me think, maybe, let me do some studying. Let me do something. It's interesting because I didn't go to university.
Really?
So
I didn't know
it's like
that.
really interesting, like just seeing your pursuit of like education and like,
Yeah.
I think education is super important. But for me, I think I've always known that I'm not like academic really. I've always been a creative from when I was younger. I'm kind of one of the blessed ones that I had always known what I wanted to do from like when I was like 10. Do you know what I mean? I've always known I wanted to act and like, so I've always been really creative. So academics for me has never really been the thing. Like I already knew in college I wasn't going to uni, like, but then I studied acting. So I did go to acting school in New York, but I just was like, uni's not for me, this, that. But it's so weird because in hindsight, I'm like, I really could have gone to uni. Do you know what I mean? I could have studied journalism. You know, I could have, but it's really interesting that we have to decide at such a young age as well.
That blows my mind. And like,
You know?
I'm in the business of trying to like really understand how to transform education systems to make them work better. Because I do agree with you. Like there are certain points of like decision making or certain things that bind you that I'm like, how is, because you know, for my undergraduate degree, you know what I studied?
What did you study?
Classical archaeology and ancient history. You know, and like I'm not doing that right now.
What's
like
archaeology?
it's like understanding buildings and like, but then like historic buildings. So if I walked onto like a site in Athens or in Rome and it was like all broken down, I could tell you what was there before just from like the pattern and the shape they used or the stone they used or the whatever it is. So it's like understanding the archaeology of cities to know what the people were like. But like, you know?
Yeah, you're like, what am I going to do with it?
I was like 18 or like how old was I when I chose that?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I'm not necessarily using it. And I think that's okay. I think we should encourage education for the sake of growth, for the sake of just wanting to explore who you are.
Which is okay, yeah.
And I think people put pressure, especially in an African household. You know you need to be a doctor, engineer, or a pilot. So for me to come home and be like, I want to do classical archaeology and ancient history, girlie, what are you talking about?
What's that? What's the job?
You want to be a librarian?
Like, what is that going to get you
would
to?
all be like, what? We're going to visit the library? I'm like, first of all.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
but
do that.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, I think each their own. And I'm a big advocate for young people having the choice to explore. And I think we need to like start promoting more of this. Like, podcasting. Do you know what a career you can make in podcasting?
Yeah.
Do you know what a career you can make if you know that you're funny? You know that you can actually. I believe in giving young people choice, and I always say to parents, observe your child, see what's making them light up, and let them run with it.
Let's dig deeper into
if it's
that.
football, if it's them studying, if it's them playing the piano, whatever it is, let people exist loudly.
I love that. Let people exist
In this day and
loudly.
age, we're trying to box people in.
Exactly.
We're
And I
trying
don't
to
believe
force
in
people
that.
to. No, I think everybody should. That's why, like, I love things like this, and why I love this show, especially.
Thank you.
Because it's like we're just getting raw and real about what does adulting actually look like for people, and not what does the prescribed route look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
And I love that. I'm like,
I love
let
that.
everyone be themselves. And
let everyone be
if
themselves.
I want to go on and like add another degree, great. We love it for Vee. But that shouldn't be the standard for every single young person.
Yeah.
Because they might be depressed. I am sometimes.
Same. Yeah, I can imagine. It's a lot.
Those books, they be kicking me.
It's a lot though. It's definitely a lot. But I mean, congratulations to you, man. It's not
Thank
easy, and it's not easy to keep going. It's not easy to keep doing something, even if like you're rejected or you are feeling sad and you are feeling like, oh, I'm tired. I don't really want to do this anymore.
Hey, man.
It's not easy. You have to keep going. And I'm a big believer in that. And I love what you said about not being in a box, because I'm an advocate for that, you know. Like, I feel like it's very, very important to allow people to try different things to say, I don't want to do this anymore. Do you know what I mean? Oh, okay, I've tried this. It's not for me. It's not a failure to like...
Be allowed to change your mind.
I'm an advocate for that.
I'm an advocate. People always like, oh my God, your poor kids. Like, look at their mom. They're going to have pressure. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, change your mind. Do what they want to do.
If they're like, I want to be like a ballerina in the train station or something, I'm going to find a way of making that happen and making it the best thing that ever happened since sliced bread. Yeah. That's what I believe in. Like, let the children lead and I'll follow and I'll find ways to now like raise that to the roof.
I love that. It's very giving. I believe the children are the future. Who sang that?
Rita.
Like, and let them lead the way.
How you just break out into song like that?
Feeling inside. To make it
You guys are
let
used to
the
this?
people someone's gonna know what the song.
You guys, this is your regular living.
To be. I decided long ago.
Warning for all headphone users.
That was, but yeah. See, maybe, you know what, yeah, I always say I don't really like musicals because I'm like, how does it make sense? But actually, maybe I do like, because I just broke into song right there.
I'm going to take you to watch Hamilton.
Oh, I haven't seen Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
If anyone has watched it and loves it like I do, that soundtrack, every year on Spotify, it's my most listened to.
My friend Oloni loves Hamilton.
I love Hamilton.
Wow, okay. That's on the list.
Tell your friend Oloni.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Shout out, Oloni.
Shout out to Oloni, because if you know about Hamilton or even the Bridgerton soundtrack on my Spotify, and it's got no words. It's got no words.
I like that. You know,
but I love it.
You know, last time I listened to something with like no words. To be fair, I've been listening to classical recently. It's been calming my nerves. But there was a time when I was heartbroken. And the only way I can listen to music
without words
was without the words, because it's like the words were just too triggering. So it's like I needed something with just no words.
Isn't it crazy that when you're sad, you like become sadder by the things around you? Yeah. Like, I'm a bit sad right now. Aww. I know. It's all my own fault though. So I'm a bit sad right now. And I'm just finding myself like going on and looking for Adele. Like, I'm looking for more. I'm leaving the lights off. I'm trying to do the whole like baggy hoodie. And it's like, why do we do that to ourselves?
Oh yeah, to be just indulged.
Yeah, it's almost like you want to like become sad.
Yeah, but it happens sometimes, man. Sometimes you're not even really thinking about it, and it just becomes overwhelming. And it's really hard to not be sad. It's like so when you're feeling sad, it's really hard to just be like, no, this is just temporary, and like talk yourself out of it. Do you know what I mean?
It's impossible.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Unless you have a system in place, you know, like your friends and family like come and scare you or something. I don't know, whatever it is. What makes you not sad? What gets you out of being sad?
Dreamgirls.
Oh,
yeah, the film.
Like that.
That helps.
Really?
Yeah. Being around my friends sometimes that helps, and also just like sometimes I actually let myself sit in it.
Ooh.
So I sit in it for a little bit and then I journal, and something about journaling makes me feel like I'm in control.
And it gets it off your chest.
And I need to do something that I am in control of.
Yeah.
Just to give me something. I think when I'm really sad, like if it's like a breakup or just something in that realm of things, I find that it's because I'm out of control, right? Like I can't control the situation and how it's unraveling. So I find I need to find something I control. So even if it's like I suddenly find a new routine, there has to be something new that I can focus on. Ooh. Don't worry, it's the first one. Yeah, I have to find something that I can like control. So I do a new activity. I think the last time, that's when I first started Pilates. And then I was going Pilates and I was going to the cafe and I was like journaling, I was reading, I was working, I started a new idea. Do you know what I mean? It just has to be something that allows me to regain some sort of control in a different
studies
area.
show that apparently organizing is like one of the top ranked things that gets people out of sadness. So if you're ever like really going through it, number one, organize your cupboards, your food cupboards, or your spare bits and bobs cupboard. That's a task. Or your like spare charges and things, because it distracts you, because now you're like almost, your brain has to really focus on something else that like you're sorting. So try to redo your fridge, your cupboards, or the clothes you said you're going to give away that you never have, or your shoes, something that
does
you've
help.
been avoiding.
That helps.
Dive yourself into that and watch. And if you're crying, drink some water, because you can't cry and drink at the same time. I'm just saying, if you try it one time, you're crying, try drink some water and see if you can genuinely be while you're trying to sip water.
You know, the thing that's really mad is that I have a scheduled cry coming up. So I have no choice but to try it out. Yeah, because the thing is, I don't have time, you know? I don't have time. Like, I've got stuff to do. I've got deadlines. I don't have time to cry. But I'm like,
you're
you know
not
what?
real.
But I'm like, in a week though, there's a day and I've got time.
You are not real.
And I'm going to schedule that crying and I'm going to try the water thing.
What if the tears aren't coming?
No, you watch stuff, innit? It doesn't just come, innit? You have to like...
Not like labour, like induce.
you gotta prepare yourself.
Contractions.
Okay, Grey's Anatomy. Like, what shows can you watch that really gets the juices flowing? Because I feel like sometimes like you're not even really sad, but you just need to like...
You just need a little
get
cry
out of your system. Do you know
I
what
already
mean?
know that once a month when my period is coming.
Exactly. Oh, PMS will do it.
I'll just randomly start crying.
Yeah.
Or the way that I know that things ain't right, I stop wanting to be productive. I don't look at my to-do list.
And that must be tough because you come across as like productive, Betty. Like,
when I tell you everything is in a schedule, when I tell you I didn't come this far to only come this far. Yeah.
That's a word, baby. That's a word. Yeah.
So me and my Notion, we go together. Notion, let me tell you, if you need to get your life together, download Notion and then get it on your phone and tell me if you're going to miss something again.
Wow. That's a word right there, boy.
You know, like you can't, you need people. You need things and you need people.
Yeah.
It takes a village.
Yeah.
And it takes a village of apps.
And that is tea. So so when you're not feeling productive, that's when you know something's off.
If I wake up and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything, and it's like 9 a.m. and I'm not yet
active.
I haven't yet sent 20 million emails and I haven't yet, something's off. That's how I know that I'm like coming down with something or something's wrong. I'm like, it's 9 a.m. and I've done nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't like to get into it at 7.
I like you.
So like... So like that's when I know, and I'm like,
something's up.
Gotta get the pizza, baggy jumper, Netflix, call the reinforcements. Things aren't good.
Yeah, things aren't good. I say that as you're smiling. Things aren't good.
Yeah, and because I'm such a smiley person as well. Like it's really tricky to know when things, you know.
Yeah, when things aren't great.
Mad, and boy oh boy, friends at home, I'm going through it right now. Yeah. Aww. Just understand that. And it's so crazy because I'm at the height of my career.
So is this like relationship wise?
Yeah.
And you know what? This is what happens. And I don't understand it. Honestly, I don't understand it. It's so interesting that when you're at the peak of like career, the love bit doesn't want to balance out.
Listen, we're doing... having this amazing team. We're doing crazy things right now. Things are just things that I couldn't ask for it to be better.
And then the
Personal
date
life in
inside.
the pits of hell. In the pits.
So is it like a, obviously without going too deep into it, of course, is it one of those like, it's right now, it's not clicking?
It's, if any of you have watched on Netflix the show One Day, you watched it?
I haven't watched it.
You must, but
Okay.
get a box of tissues by your side.
I love that.
So just to give a little summary of it, these two people have been friends for a long time.
You did the friend thing.
Yeah. And it's just that it's like they're passing ships, right? Every year one of them is in another relationship, passing ships, and they finally are like, oh, what are we doing? And they
Let's
finally
do
like get
this.
together. And I think they're only together for like a short period of time. Let's just say maybe a year or two. And I think as he's about to truly express how he feels, because he's now realized it, she gets hit by a car. And she doesn't make it.
Your friend is still alive though, right?
Still alive.
Okay. But emotionally it's like being
yeah,
hit by.
emotionally it may as well be like a train just.
Wow.
And it's like, what the heck?
Wow. I mean, you just spoiled the show for me, by the way.
But I'm the kind of person
I
that
don't like
even if
spoilers.
someone tells me, I'm still going to watch it.
I mean, I'm still going to watch it, but it would have been nice to be surprised. You know.
Well, it's all out there now, isn't it? If you haven't watched it yet, it's been out for a minute.
Doesn't matter.
You've had the chance.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
And I bet you haven't read the book.
No, I haven't. Now I'm not going to read it.
And it's literally this thick.
Wow.
It's like over the span of 20 years of their life together, they're like friends and mates, but it's clear they love each other. Then they finally get it together at the very end.
So for you, you guys have always known that there's been something there.
Low key.
You decided to explore it.
We're about to. We're about to finally
and
explore
then
it.
something happened.
Yes. That's the worst part. It's not like we had a chance to fully.
You were just
we were
about to. I get that.
Finally.
And then something happened.
Something happened.
And you believe it was your fault.
129,000%.
Did you try to self-sabotage?
Absolutely.
You can still recover from that.
I mean, listen, all I can say is that I am lucky to have, that's the whole love and loss thing. I'm lucky to have experienced this friendship.
No, it doesn't have to end.
To have got even that close.
No.
But like, I have to let it, what will be, will be.
No, I don't believe in that, you know. Well,
I'm going to give it a month. I'm going to give it a month.
You
so
can.
It does settle.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm 2 days in.
And it's hard, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what? I'm a big believer in fixing things. And do you know what? To a certain extent, maybe it is a bit much and you should give people room. But I'm like, guys, life is too short.
No, I want to suffocate you with like my apologies.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know
so
what I
feel like, you know, don't make it like we can't deal with love the way we do with work.
Yeah.
This isn't Notion. Do you know what I mean? This is matters of the heart.
That's what my sister said.
You know, and I just feel like
My sister.
follow your heart and don't be like, I'm going to wait in 30 days. No, like if tomorrow you still want to talk and you want to, I don't know the situation.
Yeah.
Reach out. You guys have been, trust that you guys have been friends for a long time. Trust that there's love there, which is great because you have been friends for so long, and trust that this person, in respect of whatever's happened, whatever you've done, whatever you may have said, whatever it is, trust that this person loves you. Right?
Yeah.
That's at the basic level.
And to be fair, he's shown that. He's shown grace. He's
and, you know,
been very kind and just been like still communicating and stuff. And I feel even worse.
So now find a way to maybe whatever it is that you're feeling, like, you know, the self-sabotage, you know, and sometimes when things are about to get close, that's when we mess it up.
That's when we mess it up.
And it's okay because you're aware of it. Self-awareness is key. Now, figure out a way, like, how can we reel this back in? Do you know what I mean? Because this is something I care about.
That's my mission now.
Let's reel this back in. But don't let it simmer, because time sometimes is not a healer. Do you know what I mean?
People say that all the time.
I personally, I'm like, sometimes too much time is not good.
Yeah.
I'm very much like, is a situation, well, let's talk about it, please. Because I feel like even if it's hard in that moment to talk about it, right? At least everything is out. You know what I find every single time, when you don't talk it out and you think you're good, it seeps in different moments. In different moments. And it's because you have not spoken it out to the bones. Talk it out, let it out there. Let whatever's going on, whatever you want to say it.
I'm going to put my big girl panties on.
Put your big girl's panties up.
Big girl
okay,
panties
love is
on.
not easy to find. And I just feel like if there is someone that you're like, look, I actually feel like there's something here. There's a connection here. I have feelings for you, whatever it is. It's always important to at least try.
And you know what's interesting? It's like I never talk about this.
Yeah.
I do not talk about
love.
on the internet.
Love.
Oh my God! You
Welcome
guys
to
are
the
saying-
show.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh! You put a podcast mic in front of me. I'm singing like a bird.
But it's real life though, and it's something that like we all can relate to. And honestly,
Yeah.
like it's so tough. But like I said, I don't know the full extent of the situation. But all I know is talking is the magic,
And that's adulting as
and
well.
that is adulting.
That's adulting of like having to like own up to things that your heart is like, man, I know I don't feel good about what I just did.
yeah.
And like things that you don't have to actually say, but I'm like, no, you've got to say it. And like knowing that like you're standing tall. And it's not easy taking accountability.
What?
That might just be one of the hardest things.
So hard
ever.
to take accountability
Gosh.
because you're just like, you just feel bad.
And you know, you already know
And
you were wrong.
you know
already
you're wrong, and
know.
you're just like, how do I fix this? And even that alone consumes you.
Gosh, I'm dying inside.
You know,
I'm
100%, yeah.
Man, having to just like, but then you know what? It's good. This is growth.
This is growth.
This is growth.
The fact that you're aware is
yeah.
growth.
So that's what my adulting looks like right now. Everything else is Gucci, you know, like, and I think that's what's making it like such a parallel universe I'm living in of like so many people on the internet right now are like, congrats, and this big life change has happened, and I'm like,
And then on the other
and they're all like,
end,
we're so proud of you, and meanwhile I'm not proud of myself right now.
oh
Gosh,
so deep. But you've really like painted like a situation for so many people, and like so many people that I know and things that I've been in. Like it'd be like on one end, you know, you've got like the podcast that's like, oh, people, I love it, but the one I love doesn't love me.
oh, it's not even funny.
You're telling me that you love my podcast, but the one that I love doesn't love me.
It's not even funny, but that's so real.
Like it's just so like it's just like, you know, and it's tough. And it's tough. But you know what I've been learning that's really, really important is I think it's nice to just be able to let people know how you feel about them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then if they don't feel the same or whatever,
That's okay.
it's okay. Do you know what I mean?
It's
and like
okay.
go to where the love is really important, you know? And it's
Isn't that a
really hard
word?
because you have an idea of who you want, how you want it to be and stuff like that. But I think it's really as important as women, especially because we're so assertive in every other area, right? But when it comes to like love, we kind of wait for it to happen to us.
We're passive in it.
We're so
sometimes.
passive
We're
in
like,
it.
who likes me? Let's look at the roster and let's see how I feel. Not like, this is who I like, I'm going to go after them.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's hard and it's really, really, really scary. And I definitely hear it. But I just think every time I start talking to someone that actually likes me, right? And they actually are excited about me, I'm like, oh, this is what it feels like. As opposed to like you liking someone and maybe they don't feel the same, all of that stuff. And it's like, you know, you're so ambitious that you kind of subconsciously want a project and you want to make them change their mind, right? And it's like, no, let people,
someone who's sure.
I'll be with someone that is sure. Someone that is sure about you, someone who is excited about you, someone that like when you go out on a date, which happened recently, I went out with someone and like, you know, the next day they sent me a voice note like, I really had a great time. I'm already thinking about what we're gonna do next. I can't wait to see you again. And it's like, oh my God, this is nice.
As it should be, because right
Do you
now
know
the
what I
bar
mean?
is in hell.
Do you know what I mean? And I just think, go to where the love is, guys.
Go to where the love is.
Guys,
and you know
please.
what? One thing I'll always say to my students is like, you can't grow with people who don't like how growth looks on you. And that applies in love. You can't grow or be your true self in a space where someone doesn't really like you, they're tolerating you. And if any of you are watching Love Island right now, you'll know our good sis Mimi,
She
look
went
at
through
the
it.
difference.
The difference
Look
is
at the difference.
that's
And
a
Josh, he came in and he said, I know exactly who I want.
Oh,
it's
Josh.
you, Mimi. I like you for who you are. I'm going to defend you, stand 10 toes. I could barely say I like you.
he could barely. He was like,
She had
I'm
to
enjoying
infer.
what's happening.
She had to infer and like add libs. Josh, clear as day.
That is a word.
And look at the difference. We're seeing her personality more. She's now like giggling.
There's a light
we're
about
seeing her. Whereas before, she was just like trying to like operate in the shadows.
Ooh, and that's a sign, you know, like, are people seeing you when you're with this person, or are you becoming a dimmer person,
they dimming
dimmer
your
version of
light?
yourself? Are they dimming your light? Because that's what's gonna happen. Like, there has to be a compromise somewhere, right?
has to
So if you're
be.
going for someone who isn't sure about you and they don't really feel you, what effect is that having on you as a person? Because you can't fully operate in safety when you don't feel safe with the person that you're seeing. I'm not a doctor, but honestly, I could be a pastor, guys. That was a word.
No, guys, can I just say, today, if you're not at home crying right now, if you're not booking your next therapy session.
Because where has this episode gone? I have notes here.
I feel like we need a glass of wine. We need a vacation. We're going through it. Because where did we...
No, honestly.
I think what triggered it was the book's ending. Because now we thought about love ending. We said our childhood has to end. Why does joy have to end?
Guys, what has this episode been? They know that, listen.
Where did we take it?
It got so deep, 10 minutes in, and it's just remained. Okay, it's just remained. But you know what? Every now and again, it needs to happen. Okay, there's some real. They ain't shit funny. Ain't shit funny.
Nothing's funny.
Okay,
nothing's funny. This is real.
This is real life. Okay,
this is real.
We needed this therapy session.
And you're either with us or against us.
Okay, but I know the girls are with us. I know that they're feeling it right now.
If you've stayed this long.
If you've stayed this long, you are. You know what? You know what it reminds me of? When someone listens to something and someone's hearing a deep shit and they're the headphones take this shit off, man. What's
and
this?
They're like, I came here for a laugh.
I came here to laugh. What the hell is this?
What the heck?
I'm feeling triggered now, but it's real life, though.
That's adulting. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you may have been laughing. Friday, you're crying.
Friday,
and this is your Friday cry.
This is Friday, and you're thinking, this is a day to think of your life, guys.
26 episodes in, we needed it.
You know what?
Every 26 episodes, you bring me back. There you go. Every 26 episodes, you bring me back. I'll get this in order.
Yeah. No, honestly, because we needed this. You know.
No, we needed it. This is life.
It's life. It's real life.
And I could honestly, I could lie to you and say, wow, everything is so great. I'm cloud 9. I am, but my toes are in some tears too.
You know what?
There we go.
You know what? And I hear that. And you know what? I feel honored that you felt safe enough to share that with me. Because you didn't have to.
Gosh, that was deep, wasn't it?
You didn't have to at all, And I just think it's nice to just have girl chat. And even though, of course, there's a microphone here and cameras, an audience, Could have done this in a wine bar.
Yeah, we could have done this at a sleepover.
Could have done it at a sleepover. Could have been a different setting.
Hey, could have been a phone call, FaceTime.
But it was here.
Could have been text.
It could have been text.
Could have left it in the drafts.
Could have been in the draft.
Could have been in therapy.
It could have been with Andy.
Okay? Andy's probably at home thinking.
Andy's like, why hasn't she said this to me? Okay, Andy the therapist. He's saying, why ain't she said this to me?
Andy the therapist.
But it's okay, okay? I just think life is like this and you're not the only one. And like I said, man, I know so many successful women who are just doing great at one end. And you know what? I just can't wait for the day, which is going to happen for all of us, where it marries together. And it's going to be love life, great. Support, love, safety, career, great. Family. If that's what you want, by the way, like we said.
Shout out to Tony Tone.
Tony Tone's going to be on here soon, guys. Exclusive. But
Shout out to Tony Tone.
Do you know what I mean? You're going to get to a point where it marries and it comes together so beautifully. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to click and it's going to make sense in whatever it is that you want, So this is good. And I'm really proud of you for being self-aware. And you're like, this is what I've done. This is what I'm going to do. We love that, okay? We love a self-aware queen. And you're going to be okay. We're going to catch up soon. And you're going to be like, okay, this is what I did.
Exactly.
This is what happened.
We're only 2 days in. You know what they say? It's like a grieving period,
It's a period,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Time in a month.
And we'll see where you're at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
then
saying?
I'll give you something funny.
Funny. Maybe we'll bring her back.
Funny,
and because today she came on, she said, listen, ain't shit funny. Yeah? I got some things to say.
Shit funny.
And that's going to be the title of this episode.
Ain't shit funny. There ain't nothing. Why are you laughing?
Nothing to laugh about.
Why are you laughing at home?
Nothing to laugh about.
Do you think I'm laughing because I don't want to be a chicken? I want to be a lamb.
And you know what, though? Before I just do the final bit, that is one of the most powerful things.
That's the word.
I've heard in a very long time.
And you know what my mother says? I'll tell you what my mother said and how she raised me. She said, I am a Coco Chanel bottle. Every day of my life, that woman would tell me, she loves Coco Chanel. I buy her one every time I go on holiday. I have to, because I can't come in without the offering. I said, Mom, what are you talking about? She said, where does it live in the store? On the highest shelf. And when you say you want to buy it, they're not even going to mention discount. How do you wouldn't even bother and say, can you look? You can't bargain on a Coco Chanel bottle. They take it down and you better have enough of the money that you need. And when you buy it, you know exactly what you're buying. And she said, you have to remember that you are that. Don't let anybody come in and not add tax. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't dare walk into Coco Chanel talk about, give me a discount.
What discount?
But some of us are walking around here
saying, giving last price. You know, you're letting people say last price. You're not knowing your value and how wonderful you are. You have to.
Coco Chanel lamb. That's it. You're a Coco Chanel lamb. In fact, that's what you are.
Coco Chanel
lamb. You're a designer piece of lamb.
I don't know who needs to hear it, but you are a designer piece of lamb.
You're a designer piece of lamb.
No pressure cook.
No. Oh.
Slow cook.
Slow cook. Oh, don't fry me.
With flavors.
How dare you scramble me?
How dare you scramble lamb? You can't even scramble
And how
lamb.
dare you marinate me 2 minutes before you want to eat it? No, you did the night before.
Damn.
Put it in the fridge.
Damn.
You wouldn't do that to your favorite piece of lamb. Why are you doing it to yourself?
Why are you doing it to me? Why are you doing it to me?
Why are you doing that?
Wow, that's a word.
That's it. That's all I've got to say.
Look, man.
Quite
I'll be honest, man. I got bare notes here, bare jokes here, and I ain't done none of them. Okay, guys. So we're just gonna go into the final segment because that's time's up. You know.
Man, I'm sorry.
No, it's been. You know what? It's been fantastic. I loved it. Okay, it's just been flowing. I've enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
My question is this though: are you as adult as you think you are?
I know exactly what you're about to do.
Are you though?
I think so.
Okay. Oh.
Relatively.
Okay. Well, this is adulthood according to me. Okay.
Are you?
Yeah. So we're gonna get into it.
Oh, I know exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
And I've tried to play along. Sometimes
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. It's just according to me.
All right.
What do I know?
No one's gonna judge me.
No one's gonna judge you. What
if
do I
you've
know?
got anything negative to say about me, I don't want to hear it.
This is good vibes. It's good vibes. Okay. Do you buy things you need in bulk, or is it as and when it finishes?
Oh, I'm a bit of both. Depends if it's a value pack.
What about shower gel? So shower gels, do you buy it as it finishes?
Have it stocked up.
Okay.
Because you might have guests. Toilet roll.
You always have that.
Yeah, I'm
you
an
don't
adult.
wait for it to finish.
I'm a grown woman.
Wow.
I'm a grown woman.
That's good.
I'm a grown, even like tampons.
Because you know you're going to need them.
Some people actually buy them as they go.
And do you know what? I actually used to do that. So every month.
I'm confused why though.
Yeah, I don't know why. You know, I went to my friend's recently and she has like 10 shower gels, 10 toothpaste. And I was like, why don't I do this?
That's me. Only on certain things though. With clothes, which I know it's not the same because we should be more sustainable and rewear.
Yeah.
But sometimes you might need a cheeky little.
Yeah.
I don't stock up. Every time the event comes, then
that's when you're running to instead of seeing a dress that you like and being like, oh, when something comes up.
I wonder why we don't do that.
I wonder why we don't do that. It's really interesting.
Because you know for a fact
you're gonna
have
need
something.
Yeah. It's interesting. Okay. Very good.
So when it comes to necessities for the body and things, and you know, I'll bulk.
It's good. Okay.
I'll bulk.
Dishwasher. Do you just put it on any setting, or do you have settings for different things?
One would have to know how to use a dishwasher to know what the settings are. Okay. I'm a hands girl. Okay. I store things in my dishwasher.
Okay. But you don't actually use a dishwasher?
No, like it literally is a storage cabinet.
Wow. What about washing machine? Any setting? Or do you actually have specific things for different things?
I just turn it. Like I just turn it on, whatever the default. Okay. I'm a default settings kind of girl. I'm not going in there messing around.
You see, because there's instruction manuals.
So and I'm pretty sure there's so many gadgets in my life that could be so much better. The experience, whatever the on button is, that's as far as I go.
Okay. Yeah, it's not really adult of you, is it? A real adult will just know the settings for each thing. But
yeah, every single, no matter the color, no matter washed on the same one.
Wow. Okay. No problem. No problem. Do you have life insurance? Okay. We can move on.
Do I have a life? Am I living or am I just alive?
That's a very good question. It's something that you should dig deep into in your own time.
Drake said it. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. That's why I wish I could have this moment for life.
And I have the moment for life, for life. Okay, no, don't distract me. How do you look after your plants? What's the process?
I spray them, water them, take out like, dead water in the bottom. Like I give them the whole shebang.
You really look after them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you give them food?
Mm-hmm. I'm a plant mom. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that adult?
That's quite adult, yeah. Do you have an iPad?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, my mum got it me.
wow.
For school.
That's good. Yeah, I see people with iPads. I just like it. It
Do you
looks
have
good.
one?
No. Yeah, and I just feel like I need one, actually.
You just need it.
It just feels like I need it.
You
Because I'll
just-
have that here instead of this on my
Oh,
phone.
you just need it. It just looks so professional. And all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you drink water as soon as you wake up?
Oh, no. People do that?
I mean, you've been sleeping all day. You need to nourish
Before
your
you
system.
brush your teeth?
Yeah, you just go for, there's a cup of water there in the morning.
It's just there, so it slept there? Did it sleep there? Open? With all the particles?
Well, some people do that. I have bottles of water.
Okay.
But sometimes there is a cup, I can't lie. But
Well,
it's true.
I honestly, call me a child.
You know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought. Okay, you've got some things.
Call me a
There's some things that
child.
you do that I actually don't do yet.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I have a gift for you.
A gift for me?
Insulated cup. Because Dr. V is always studying. And surely there are times where she has a coffee and she wants the coffee to stay warm as long as possible. Insulated cup. This is my gift to you for being an adult.
But why was it so? Why was it shouted?
I just like to do adverts.
Insulated cup.
This is what I mean. People don't have gratitude. Instead of her to be grateful for it, she's complaining
For
about...
the insulated cup? Is that what...
Guys, I'm actually going to stop giving gifts. Because week after week, I'm greeted with a no gratitude.
I love my insulated cup.
It's like an advert.
In case you didn't know what this is, it's an insulated cup. But you know what? I am a girly on the go. And I love a little handheld situ. And like, it's jet black. It's gorgeous.
That's what I
It
mean.
is stainless steel. Oh, wow. It's deep.
Show them. Look at that.
It's deep, you guys. And I like the color. I never get anything for myself in black, but I think it's quite suave. And since being a doctor, I think it's time I grow up a bit. Because I love yellow. That's me, you know.
Yellow. I mean, come on.
I can't open it, but oh. Wow, this is a really nice insulated cup.
Insulated cup.
Thank you, Rita. This
You
is
are
so thoughtful.
so-
I didn't even see when you got that.
Yeah, you see? So you know what? We've come to the end of the show. Okay? Thank you.
Is this going to be ASMR? Hey, guys. Welcome to the podcast.
Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Faking Adulthood. Thank you, Dr. V, for being here.
You're so welcome.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And you guys know the vibes, okay?
You know the vibes.
Please share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And honestly, if this was a really deep episode, I don't apologize. Sometimes we need deepness.
We
okay?
need depth.
Sometimes we need deepness, okay? But also, you know that if you did not like my co-host today, don't use that as a reason to not come back. She will not be here next week, okay? So if you're like, I'm not feeling her, she's too sanctimonious. Listen, she won't be here next week. We'll have someone new. So please keep coming back. Thank you so much, guys, for the
That's so
love
funny.
and the comments and for the engagement. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.